Let's talk about WVU. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am the best Virginian. Haven't done this in a while, so today let's get started. Let's go down to Morgantown on the banks of the Monongalia River in Monongalia County to talk about Morgantown and West Virginia University, specifically pre-World War II. We're going to talk a little bit about modern WVU, but it's mostly going to be the prehistory of WVU. Without West Virginia University, Morgantown probably won't be what it is today. But Morgantown is one of the older cities in the state of West Virginia. Just a little heads up, the oldest is Shepherdstown. Until the Treaty of Paris, the area of Morgantown was highly contested, like most of the area in between the Monongalia and Ohio rivers. This competition for this area lasted up until and even a little bit after the American Revolution. Because control of these rivers were so important, several forts were built during this time period. These included Fort Pierpont, Fort Coburn, Fort Morgan, Fort Dinwiddle, Fort Martin, Fort Burris, and Fort Kern. So Zequel Morgan, son of frontiersman Morgan, settled the area in around 1772. Zequel had fought in both the French and Indian and the Revolutionary War, obtaining the rank of colonel. He continued to live in the area until his passing in 1795. He is currently buried at the Fort Prickett Cemetery. In 1838, the Virginian Assembly enacted a charter that incorporated the city, which I've always thought was a neat thing about West Virginia. You have so many of these towns that were incorporated long before West Virginia ever became a state. I don't know if we have any that were incorporated before the United States became a nation. Real talk. Zequel Morgan. Okay, it's a shame he didn't name this city after his father, Morgan, because then we could have Morgantown, West Virginia, home of the West Virginia Morganeers. Morgan. On February 7th, 1867, the Agricultural College of West Virginia was announced, and the school opened later that year on September 2nd. This was only about 4 years after West Virginia became a state. In 1868, a year after it opened, it was renamed West Virginia University. Since its inception, West Virginia has always been a research university. Its research facilities include the West Virginia University Cancer Institute, the West Virginia University Center of Innovation in Gas Research and Utilization. No, why did you scroll up? How dare you? The WVU Center for Gravitational Waves and Cosmology, the WVU Energy Institute, and the WVU Institute of Water Science and Security. That doesn't even name all of them. There's others. That was just the main ones that I decided to throw in here. In recent history, West Virginia has probably been known most for its research due to the 2017 efforts that led to the breaking of the Volkswagen emission scandal. It blew my mind. I was getting ready for work, and someone had posted an article on social media about this emission scandal that WVU, and it was a local news outlet that had initially reported on it, and how West Virginia had led the way to this Volkswagen emission scandal. And I thought, well, that's cool, and I kind of skimmed over it, but I didn't really read it too much. I was like, yeah, that's cool and all, but probably nothing will come out of it, because it is West Virginia University. It's not a major when you think of a huge university that would lead something like this. So I just kind of like brushed off and forgot about it. Later that night, I was listening to West Virginia Public Radio, and they had the BBC World Service on there, and it was like the number 2 headline of the day. Like, I forget what number 1 was. It was probably some political scandal. Number 2, WVU breaks this big Volkswagen emission scandal, and I just sat there and I was like, well, that escalated quickly. Like, within 24 hours, it went from like local news outlet to like biggest news broadcast in the world reporting on this thing, which I thought was awesome. Before WVU officially became a thing, there were other colleges that had already existed in Morgantown. These included the Monongalia Academy, the Morgantown Female Academy, and the Woodburn Female Seminary. The first campus building was constructed in 1870 as University Hall, but was renamed Martin Hall. Woodburn Hall was completed in 1876, but was then known as New Hall. There was a structure before New Hall that was called the Woodburn Seminary, but it had burnt down in 1873. So Woodburn Hall, the original one, burnt down. Woodburn burnt. There's a pun somewhere there. I'm just not creative. And then Chitwood Hall, then known as Science Hall, was constructed in 1893, and this finished what was then the downtown campus. Nowadays, there's 2 campuses. There's Evansdale and the downtown campus, and there's like 5 or 6 more like satellite campuses around the state. I forgot to look those ones up, but yes, there are numerous WVU locations around the state. But Morgantown itself, it's mostly the Evansdale and downtown campuses. The beginning of the 20th century wasn't super pleasant for WVU. Between individuals being sent off to World War I and the Great Depression, admission rates were very low for a while. The Mountaineer mascot was adopted during the late 20s. The official selection process, where they annually choose a new Mountaineer mascot, began in 1937 when Boyd Slim Arnold became the first Mountaineer to wear the iconic buckskin uniform. And I think that's just about going to wrap us up for the day. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you for sticking around to the end. Of course, come check me out on Twitter at best_Virginian. Also, check out some of my other videos. And don't forget, real men wear pink. And stay wild, stay wonderful. Welcome to West Virginia. And go Mountaineers.